Car companies today are selling an incredibly persuasive promise. For a massive premium, they offer a single, heavy-duty vehicle that claims to dominate weekend track days, easily conquer dirt trails, and still operate as an ultra-luxury family limousine. The problem is physics. Forcing a 6,000-pound box that rides high off the pavement to corner and brake like a low-slung supercar requires fighting against basic physical laws at every turn. To figure out if these vehicles are worth their massive price tags, we can look at this quadrant chart. It maps a vehicle's absolute capability against its realistic daily utilization by the owner. The marketing fantasy lives right up here in the top right. It's the idea that you are buying maximum performance and you're going to use it to its limit on a regular basis. But realistic usage pulls that data point straight across to the top left. You have massive track capability, but you are rarely, if ever, deploying it on your daily commute or grocery run. When you look at the hardware sitting on the showroom floor, you see a massive luxury tank outfitted with aggressive grills and low aerodynamic splitters. Buyers in this segment are ultimately writing a six-figure check for the status of having that immense capacity on tap, rather than the practical utility of actually using it. Keeping a tall, heavy vehicle completely flat through a high-speed corner requires aggressive mechanical intervention. Automakers rely on massive twin-turbo V8 engines and complex active anti-roll systems to push back against gravity. And on smooth, open asphalt, those systems succeed. The lateral grip and acceleration genuinely defy the visual footprint of the car. This flowchart illustrates the immediate trade-off. Stopping and turning 3 tons at high speeds creates a specific financial penalty: accelerated tire wear and massive brake replacement costs. To maintain extreme grip, engineers install ultra-stiff sport suspension systems. Over standard potholes, impacts bypass the suspension directly into the cabin, degrading your daily ride quality. The irony is that the base model of this exact same vehicle, costing tens of thousands of dollars less, actually absorbs those bumps far better because it uses a softer, comfort-focused suspension. By paying a premium for track-level handling, you actively compromise the vehicle's primary function as a smooth, comfortable daily commuter. The other half of the marketing equation is go-anywhere ruggedness. The interior screens are packed with multi-terrain drive modes, and the air suspension physically raises the chassis. Theoretically, the computer processing gives you the clearance to navigate mud, sand, and rocky trails. But look at the hardware connecting the car to the ground. These models leave the factory on massive alloy wheels, wrapped in thin, low-profile street tires. Low-profile summer rubber cannot find traction in loose dirt. Worse, they offer practically zero sidewall flex to absorb an impact from a rock or a deep rut. This checklist outlines the immediate financial hazards of taking this exact wheel setup onto a rugged trail. You are instantly exposing yourself to tire sidewall tears and expensive paint damage. The steepest penalty here is catastrophic rim damage. Bending a specialized forged alloy wheel on a rock means replacement costs running into the thousands. Manufacturers equip these vehicles with the software required for the wilderness, but handicap them with fragile hardware meant for the track. The off-road capability exists entirely on paper. Step inside, and the environment is undeniably impressive. The cabin is filled with state-of-the-art infotainment screens, complex active lighting systems, and precise digital climate controls. It functions perfectly as an isolation chamber, separating you from the noise of the road while telegraphing obvious wealth to anyone riding along. But acting as an early adopter for top-tier electronic architecture comes with its own major liability: terrifying depreciation. This bar graph models total cost of ownership over a 5-year cycle, tracking value retention of a base luxury SUV against the heavily optioned performance variant. Notice the curve during the first 3 years. The super SUV takes a massive financial hit because its complex technology becomes rapidly outdated, and the secondary market is incredibly small. Second-hand buyers usually stay away. They know the extreme repair bills waiting for them when proprietary active chassis systems fail outside of the factory warranty. The world-class luxury provided by the interior is directly offset by the financial anxiety of massive, guaranteed depreciation and the threat of complex electronic repairs. Even with the stark financial realities, The wide, imposing silhouette of a super SUV makes it clear why they remain so heavily sought after. It's an undeniable engineering marvel that manages to charge a massive premium for capabilities that constantly work against each other. This matrix breaks down your options for a $150,000 budget. The ideal super SUV buyer prioritizes prestige, maximum capacity, and accepts high running costs. The pragmatic buyer takes the alternative path, buying the absolute best dedicated tool rather than a compromised multi-tool. For them, purchasing a base model SUV provides 95% of the luxury with a much smoother ride. The leftover budget buys a dedicated sports car, which will always outhandle a 3-ton utility vehicle. True automotive optimization means resisting the marketing hype of extreme environments. You get the best experience by purchasing the vehicle engineered specifically for the roads you actually drive on.